Hey guys, Carson Holt from Blue Swift Axles here. We're making another video. It's a wet, dreary day today, but we're out here. And what we got going on today, we are going to be doing some maintenance on this trailer jack here, greasing up the inside on it, prolonging its lifespan, and just making it a whole lot easier to crank your trailer up and down. Let's go ahead and get started with it. So the easiest way of going about doing this is to simply remove your entire jack assembly. And how we're going to do this is we just put some jack stands under the frame here, and we're just going to be winding it down onto those stands, and then we'll just be using a 14mm socket and just undoing these bolts right there, and then just be removing the entire assembly from the trailer. Now once you got those 3 bolts removed, you're going to remove this plate down here and just this little pin here, and then you can slide that whole jack assembly out of the trailer like that. Now we're just going to be using a 3/8 inch wrench and socket and undoing this top nut, enabling us to take off this crank here and slide the whole shaft out from the jack. And then make sure you keep that washer there with the nut, along with this bigger one here. And then you can just slide this whole top portion of the jack off of the assembly, and then you can remove this top bearing here along with the washer. Once you slide that top portion of the jack off, you can just take a drill, put it on to the end of the threads, tighten it on, and then back it all the way out. Once you've backed it all the way out, you can just take the drill off, and then we're going to be using this wire brush, cleaning up the threads all the way up and down, and then we'll be applying a new layer of grease. Once you've cleaned up the threads with your wire brush, you can start applying some new high temp grease to the threads all the way up and down this rod. Take a tray of your high temp grease and just get any sort of brush, and then just start applying it onto the threads there. Now you can take a wad and go all the way up like this, and then make sure to come back in and work that all into the threads. Once you have applied a generous amount of grease all the way up and down the shaft and worked it into the threads, we can start putting the assembly back together again. So just like we took it off, we're just going to be putting that drill back onto the end there and threading it back in. Make sure not to go too fast. It's nice and easy. Take the drill off. We can start putting it all back together. We'll take this main washer, slide it on in here, and take your ball bearing, and you can actually grease that up as well. slide it in there like that. Then take your main portion of the assembly, put it in here like that. Make sure you're lining up that tongue and groove there. That, and then we'll take our other washer here, put it on the top. This is the thinner washer of the two. And then take your jack handle, line up the top holes there, slide your bolt through. Remember your washer, the nut on, and tighten it down. And make sure not to do it too tight, just so you still have that ability for your handle to pivot up and down. And then once this is all back together, we can run down the trailer and mount it back up. Now that we're back down to the trailer, we're going to be bolting this assembly back up just like how we took it off. Take this flat portion there of the jack, always goes to the front, slide it in there like that, and just thread your bolts on and put your bottom plate on, and it'll be all good to go. Once you've got your bolts on, put your plate back on, go ahead and jack it back up, take your jack stands back off, and that is how to grease your jack in a nutshell. Hope you guys enjoyed. If so, please like and subscribe so you can see more like this. We'll catch you in the next one.